As we approach the November elections, one of the questions on people's mind has been this: what's going to happen with my investments? Well, let's have a little talk about that. You should know that in terms of investing, I could care less who is president. Now you may say, oh my goodness, and this may trigger some responses because you've probably been programmed by the media and other people around you to be relatively charged about this matter, but here is why I say it doesn't matter. Let's imagine that we have one of three possible outcomes. One, Biden is president, and with that, the Senate is all Democratic. Everybody comes in. This is the blue wave. If that happens and we are in the middle of a recovery, I will tell you that generally politicians want to save their skins rather than risk them. They're not going to come in with sweeping legislation changes right now. We are still in an economic recovery coming out of this whole COVID situation. When I say coming out of, I mean we're in the middle of it right now. Illinois, good job. We managed to put on 1.5 times our daily new case rate compared to March. We're not out of the woods. So no politician is going to come in there and say, let's just scramble all the eggs. Why the heck not? They want the economy on solid footing. For that reason, I do not believe that they're going to be making sweeping changes. If that is the case, then we're under a relative status quo, regardless of that election result. The other side is Trump stays in and Democrats have Congress. And if that is the case, we're still, again, kind of in status quo because you've got a whole veto check balance, whatever. Not a lot of changes that should be happening. On the other end, we have Trump staying in, and either we have an entirely red Congress or we have the same split Congress we had before. Guess what? We're still in the same situation. So the stock market is paying attention to a forward-looking, how is the economy doing plan, behavior, outlook. And right now, even though things are not great from an economic standpoint, they are improving. And that's a big key. That is a positive going forward. There was a time when I was making phone calls to you guys and the airline traffic was down, 90 to 95%. Well, right now it's down about half compared to where it would have normally been seasonally. That's a pretty big improvement. Half isn't great, but going from almost 3 to 5% up to 50 is an improvement. And it's showing signs that that track record will continue. So from an investing standpoint, when it comes to elections, here's what you're going to likely see. You're going to see chop in the water. As I'm recording this today, we had a pretty big pullback. Okay, it's going to happen. Welcome to the way of things. People are like, what do I do? What do I do? And in that, you're going to see the money moving around like this. However, the underlying economic current in play right now is still a positive one toward growth and expectation. Maybe not for all industries specifically, but across the board, yes, positive. Now, if you happen to be one of my Illinois clients, you've got an extra little thing to think about when it comes to election day. You get to vote yes or no on whether or not the state of Illinois should amend their constitution. I believe that you should vote, and I am in no way trying to tell you how to vote, but I want you to be an educated voter. And you've likely seen a lot of commercials on this vote for the, quote, fair tax. This is principally what's happening. 2 changes, not just 1, 2 changes to the Illinois state constitution. The first is the following. We are going to take our flat tax and we're going to change it and we're going to make a scaled tax. And the more you make, the more you pay. This will put Illinois into a position in one of the highest income tax exposures on a state level inside of the nation, if it passes. If it doesn't pass, we still have our flat tax. I fully expect Illinois to increase their tax rate. Now, what does it actually mean? Because you might have heard that there'd be 20% increase, and that's true. But here's where it gets tricky. Percents. 20% of 5% is 1%. You'll have a 1% increase on your state tax rate. It'll very likely go from 4.95 and change up to 5.95, give or take. That would be reasonable if it doesn't pass. If it does, it's the second part that's most concerning to me. The second part is changing the statement that says, Illinois shall not have more than 1 income tax. And you think, well, why on earth would Illinois have more than 1 income tax? Well, different income taxes can tax different income. And right now, Illinois does not tax retirement income coming from IRAs or 401ks, does not tax pension disbursements, and does not tax Social Security. If you lump those all into one big bucket and call it retirement income, you have the serious exposure for another tax in the future. Oh, but don't worry. Illinois politicians said, yeah, we're not going to do that because I trust them oh so much. Not only to handle our money, but also in their promises that they seem to fail to keep. They're going after these dollars, period. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It probably won't flip on like a light switch, but you need to be prepared for this regardless. Also, other sources of income could be taxed too. Business income could be taxed separately. The politicians will say, oh no, we're very business friendly. And yet they have massive pension underfunding and high expenses. Be prepared for this. Know the truth about what's happening. Are taxes going to go up in Illinois? Pretty much regardless. They have to, or they have to cut a lot of people's pensions. And since the politicians seem to have no real ability to manage their spending appropriately, expect that our taxes are going to increase. The question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to give the politicians the possibility of accessing your retirement money? Because that changes planning. Either way, I'm here if you have any questions. Feel free to give me a buzz. If not, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.